Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan. This is actually the first video that I'm doing on this channel, the Windrow Estate. Yeah, I've done some little shorts, but I just wanted to show you guys, well, I should start out by saying this is a Halloween channel, or I should say holiday channel. So if you guys are interested in building Halloween stuff, doing Christmas stuff, seeing setups, we do a big haunt here at the house, and I'm throughout the hunt season through October and September. I'm going to be doing little update videos, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely go click the subscribe and the bell and the thumbs up and all that, and comment below if you have any questions throughout this video. But let's get to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make concrete gravestones that are full size, as realistic, as close to realistic as you can get with concrete. So I built these forms. I have two forms. They're made out of plywood or particle board and 2x4s. So this form, let me measure real quick, makes so to the top of the arch there, it makes just about a 26.5 inch tall by about 17.5 inch wide gravestone. And I use an 80-pound bag of concrete for one gravestone. So yes, they're gonna be heavy, but you don't have to make a ton of them. I'm making 10 for my hunt this year. So yes, I'm gonna have like some really heavy gravestones, but that's okay because I don't have a problem with that. But for those of you that want just one or two, not that big of a deal. But I'm going to show you and walk you through exactly what I did. And there's probably going to be things that you're going to want to change that might not work for you, or might work better for you. But I'm going to show you what I did and see what you think. All right, so I got the form. I don't know how big the bottoms are. They are about 31 inch by about 21 inch bottom board. So this right here, all the 2x4s together, because you can see here is too thick and this is going to be too thick. These are just standing up on their side, so you get this round, and then it goes, over here to the flat and then down the side, and it just gives it a little bit more character. I was just gonna have it do this type of thing, but I thought giving it this, and it does make it a little bit wider, so you are gonna use a little bit more concrete, but in the long run, it doesn't make that big of a difference. But yeah, there's my form. That's the bottom part of the form, and all the 2x4 lengths together to make one form is about 126 inches. So just over 10 feet. So when you're going to the store to get a 2x4, just know if you want to make them this big, that's about how much you're going to have to get. I didn't measure exactly to make it so that I can use a 10-foot board or an 8-foot board or whatever. But if you wanted to do a 10-foot board, they are going to be a little bit smaller. But if you're not going for full-size look, that would be okay. So let me show you this part. This is going to be the top board for right here. So what this is going to do is, when I have my middle in, and with concrete, you don't have to do this as much as if you were using mortar, because concrete has rocks in it to, give it more strength. But if you are using, either you can do this however you want. But I made these little insert things. So I cut little divots in the 2x4s here. And remember, an 80-pound bag, at least for this size, only fills it up to about here. Just past one thickness of a 2x4. So it fills it up to about right there. So you always want to make the divots on your bottom 2x4 a little bit deeper than on the top one. And you can see on the top one, this is going to go right on here. is, you know, barely dented in the top. And this one is a little less, actually, because both the holes aren't the same. But that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's a gravestone for Halloween. So just remember that if you're going to do it like that. If you don't, you know, if there's other ways you want to prop them up, you don't even have to do the stakes coming out the bottom. It just makes it so you can just drop them in the ground and they just stand up. And then I took this wire mesh fencing stuff that we had from a fence we were building and just weaved the fiberglass rebar stuff through the metal, through the wire, to just give it more strength. And once I have the 2x4 clamping it, it'll hold it up like that, so it won't be, you know, resting on the bottom, because you want this stuff to be as close to middle on the gravestone as you can, so that it gives the most support. And you just go through and kind of cut your shape. This year I decided to give the gravestones an arch. Next year I'm just going to do a flat across the top, mix it up a little. You don't want them all the same. But if you're only building one or two, you could do one like this, another one, you know, flat across the top, you know, whatever you want. So that's what you're going to do for the bottom or the base. And I already talked about the concrete. It's literally just the high strength, nothing special, 80-pound bag. That works for one gravestone. Let me show you what one looks like that has been poured and drying. So hopefully you can see this. Don't have too much sun glare. So that's about what one is going to look like as it's drying, and you can see I have the bottoms coming out right there. This is what one looks like when it's finished. So I think they look super good. They're really tall. I mean, not like super tall, but you know, they look pretty real. And that's going to be the front. I mean, you can choose either, whatever you want to do. This, you're going to get nice sharp edges on the front, which is going to be the side that was facing up in the form. And on the bottom, you're going to get more round edges. And that's only going to be because I put plastic down. It doesn't have to be super thick. I think this is only 0.5 millimeters. Or 0.5, whatever the plastic thickness, thickness is of plastic. And you're going to put that down on the wood. So take your mesh stuff out, put that down, put it over this piece. So plastic is going to go in between this one and the one that clamps down. And then you want it hanging over the edges, and you can go through with like a staple gun and staple it to the side so that it doesn't go in. I didn't do it with that one over there, but that's okay. But I'm going to get the plastic in here, get this laid down, and then that'll be pretty much it. I'm going to not pour the concrete in this video. I will be doing a short showing that one coming out of there once it's dried tomorrow, I think. That's probably when I'll do it. Because you want to let it dry for about 24 hours in good outdoor conditions. It's currently like 95 degrees outside right now, and it's in the sun, so it's going to dry a little bit faster. But the one that I did over there, it actually got rained on, so it took about a day and a half to dry completely. So, you know, you just got to think about where you want them. And another big thing that I learned is, and I didn't even think of this when I was pouring it, but you want to pour them when the form is on level ground, because if it's not on level ground, all the concrete will start, you know, going to one side or the other, and it's not going to create a nice thickness through the whole thing. So just pay attention to those little things. If you don't want to use the plastic, you can use like cooking spray or Pam or something like that. That should work too. I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try that at some point. I might actually try it with this one right here. But yeah, hope this video is helpful. Let me cut to with the plastic in and then the mesh back in and show you what it looks like. All right, so that is with the plastic in, the mesh back on top, and the clamp board in. So for the clamp board, I mean, you pick how many screws you want to put in there. I put 2 on the edge, 1 in the middle, and 2 on this edge. I mean, you could do 18 in the middle, 25 on the edges, the whole box. You know, you pick and do what you want. But just make sure that it's clamped down good. One thing I had to do, because the holes are a little off, is I had to put a screw right in here to hold this down more. So, I mean, you're gonna have to adjust things. These aren't perfect. You could probably build them perfect, but I mean, they're Halloween.